Welcome back, my dear friends, to TETS. The topic that we are going to handle today is identification of profitable startup idea. At least 10% of the students, those who are doing their graduation, they aspire to be an entrepreneur. The first step of any entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur, you need to understand what kind of a startup idea you should generate first. Startups, as they say, 75% of the startups are the failures. So when you're getting into a startup idea, when you want to create a startup idea, you should also understand what are the points that you need to identify and keep in mind before getting into becoming an entrepreneur. In this video, let us focus on what all the points you need to keep in mind when you are preparing your startup idea. Come on. Point number one, identify what frustrates you and others. So many frustrations around us has made us do much better in life, and it has paved a way for new inventions. Even, for example, people those who are on a business trip, it is very difficult to identify good hotel, and it was so costly. If you are giving a call to a hotel and booking a room, it used to be very costly. Even now it is costly. That gave way to OYO. That gave way to Make My Trip. That gave way to Go Ibibo and all the other apps that you are using now for booking hotels. So identify what frustrates you. Another example also I can give you, Travis and Garrett, the founders of Uber. They got frustrated with booking a cab. They created an app called Uber. So identify around you what frustrates you and your friends and others. Here, what we can do, you can even call your friends, have a kind of a brainstorming session, ask them what frustrates them the most. There comes the problem. Try to identify a solution to a problem. That is the first point that we need to keep in mind. Point number two, do a research. Doing a research in what way? It's not required that you need to prepare a universal app. It can be regional, it can be national. Now, try to evaluate what is going around you. You might have done the brainstorming session with your friends and identify what all the opportunities that you have got. Do a research on it. See, look out for opportunities around you. We talk about farmers or being strangled to death. They are not able to even, whatever they have produced, they are not able to even reach out to the people. Prepare an app directly from farmer to the household people. As Amazon collects everybody who is producing goods and they are reaching to the doorsteps of people, you can prepare an app like that for farmers. So identification and doing a research over and over again, the opportunities will give you more avenues for your own startup idea. The third one, not required to be an original product on the field. What I mean by not required to be an original product. See, for example, Trivago came in place because there had been so many apps giving details about hotels. Trivago, what they do, they just compare the cheapest one, they project it to you so that you can book it in the cheapest website. So that is the third party app. So you can also evaluate and try to create a third party app which can help you also, which can bring in more revenue to you. So it not required to be an original app, but it can be also an additional quality that you are going to add to the product, and that can be the third party app too. So evaluate and try to search for these kind of avenues too. Point number four, don't be the 11th product. What I mean by don't be the 11th product. See, there are so many apps available for each and everything. When I evaluate, when I discuss with the students, they come up and say, See, I have created an app which is like Amazon. Amazon is there, Flipkart is there, Snapdeal. There are so many apps like this. Why we need to select your app? So when you become the 11th app, you are going to lose the race. Or what you can do, evaluate all the apps, identify the shortfalls and limitations of all these apps. You can add that feature as a different app and give it to the market. So addition, removing the limitations from the existing app and creating a new app will benefit you a lot. And the second point that you can focus on, it can be a better one we have seen, and it can be a cheaper product. In case the other products are costlier, prepare a cheaper product on the same platform. That will give you a better weightage. Point number 5, look out for demand. Demand creates more opportunities. That helps you to identify what is in demand now. Do a kind of a market research. What is in more of demand? Because of COVID, there had been so much of a demand for masks. There had been so much of a demand for sanitizers. If you evaluate what has happened, even a normal painting companies have come up with sanitizers. It was not there in the system at all. Sanitizers we have never used earlier. Now there is a growing demand for sanitizers, masks, and there had been so many companies have used that demand, and they have included and they have come up in that market where they even sell masks and sanitizers. Likewise, evaluate around your own society, your own community, what is a kind of a demand that they have now, and try to think what you can do for that demand. That will help you to create a startup company of your own. Point number 6, networking. Networking is very, very important. There are so many hubs, entrepreneurs hubs, where they come together and discuss. Local hubs are also available. Even on net also you find so many things like Meetup, Eventbrite. So join, try to evaluate what they do and how they do it. So all these things, joining them, trying to evaluate what they do, what kind of a startup they have started, that also will give you an idea what venture you need to get into. Moreover, online there are so many clubs also, Kickstart. So all these things you can be a member of it and try to evaluate what is going on there in that platform and what they think, what is their thinking pattern and how they approach giving a solution to a problem. So all these things will help you to understand what you should do. So networking and interacting with the same mindset of people, entrepreneurs, will also add value to start with an idea for startup. So my dear friends, this is what I had to tell you about how to identify a profitable startup idea. This is a first step you need to do when you want to become an entrepreneur. So I hope you might have enjoyed this video. Please like, share and subscribe if you have not done. We will catch up with another topic, interesting topic, maybe in the same line next week. Until then, bye.